Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crow's Nest Podcast, Episode 9. This is Evok,
TDZ.
and today we're probably gonna talk about, playoff. As we're right in the last stretch of SHL playoff, and soon to be probably for the SMGHL. It's gonna be finished at the latest Friday morning for the PvP.
Yeah. If it goes anything like round one, it'll be over in a day.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to follow. But so far, yes, we have the first game of SMGHL round 2. So we can talk about that at least if there is questions.
All right. Up first, we have Blues fan. And he says, hi, next season's predictions.
Everything will mostly depend of the draft, the SMGHL draft, and so far I can say it is not a big draft. Like, there's actually less recruits than last season.
But to be fair, we don't have any recreates yet.
Yes. Is it all?
Oh no, we have one.
We have one. We have one. So and we know more are coming. So it's gonna be when those will be confirmed to
Off-season post.
Yeah. When those will be confirmed as recreate, we will know who's worth and everything. So everything might depend of that. I say whoever got some players the Blackwell brothers, Crutch, if he's not cursed this time, and I don't know who's the other brother. I'm sorry.
Dankoa.
So if both are in the same team, that's gonna be some interesting prospect for that team that will be strong to all through the season. And every older player that stay, that will be kind of dangerous. I know Halifax have a lot of players that will stay down. So I'm expecting us to be a force next season again. Well, again, we were decent this season, but
Yeah.
everyone was decent except Vancouver, who finished a bit better than everyone else.
And Montreal, who finished just a bit lower.
A big bit lower.
But I think it'll even out even more next season.
Yeah.
I think everybody's going to kind of peak out, and it's going to be an 8-team race for these playoffs.
Well, it depends who stay. I could see some team that will be hurt by call-up.
Vancouver,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. So, from what I'm hearing, I don't know who's confirmed to go up and who's not, but there's some name that I'm hearing that I'm that's gonna hurt Vancouver.
I would have to imagine Phelps is going, no matter what.
Yeah.
He's been down for a while. I'm sure Hamilton could use him.
That and maybe his brother as well. His ERL brother, as far as I could see,
Ajik.
Yeah, Quebec Quantum. I don't.
Yeah, I could see both of them going up. I mean, you could see PB going up.
Yeah. PB could be going up, so that would be a big hit for Vancouver. So this is gonna be interesting to follow. If everyone in Vancouver is back down, they it's gonna be a really, really tight race for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, their top players can't get any better. They've been capped for a while now.
No, but every other team will be better. So it's gonna be really.
That's what I'm saying is they can't get even better. They're gonna stay where they were basically. And I don't know if they lose Murray next season as well. I mean, they have Therix as a backup, and he's gonna take right over where Murray is.
Yeah. They could lose Murray depending on which season Murray is, and who draft him also. If we go quickly see Vancouver, Murray. Who's Murray? It's okay. Ovu is season 35, so he's only one ahead of us, so he could stay down another season if his team don't need him.
Yeah, especially
Which
as a goalie.
is, I don't know.
Oh, I knew it at one time. I've seen it before, but I cannot think of where it was.
So someone have Murray. Yeah, I don't know.
I bet I can find it.
We
Just
can,
keep talking. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah. So like depending on who leave, who stay, we can see like a lot of difference in this season for some teams. I'm expecting Detroit. What's the team? The Knights and Montreal to do better next season. So because they will have early picks, but after that, that's pretty much. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish.
That pretty much depend on like who stay, like pretty much, like even for all the team, if someone and like you believe will stay end up getting called up, it's like, oh yeah, we're screwed now. Like this team might be screwed forever. Like for example, if we would lose like Boyka or Schmulander, or like that would hurt. So like we would be like, it's not the end of the world, but it's a step back.
Yeah. Okay. Murray plays for Edmonton.
Okay, so Edmonton, I don't know who their goalie is, so.
I think they traded for one, didn't they? Who was it?
So he might not go up next season.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they did.
Well, anyway, most of the time the goalie in the league are staying down almost for a season, because you don't really need a backup. Like you need one, but even if it's an inactive scrub, like it's still just playing. Like I think it's 10 game. So like if it have like 300 something TPE, like it's fine. Like you don't need anything really better than that for a backup.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you don't really need anything better than that as a starter.
Yep. That's true.
You can easily get by with like 300-ish or even slightly less.
Yeah, but yeah, due to that, it's like, well, usually they prefer to send down goalie like for a while, because at least they play. Like they don't play 5 game a season, because for having experienced it like on Get On My Hockey League, despite I was knowing I was a backup, like this is not an issue about being a backup here, but it's still not as fun. So like that's why they prefer to see like their goalies see more time than anything else.
Yeah. So based off of predictions, I have to agree. Like depending on who goes up, and I don't think many teams are going to get hurt too bad. But I think it's going to even out a lot, because Montreal, being bottom of the barrel last season, just like Halifax the season before, had a good draft and have a lot of active players.
But the thing is,
they're just going to bounce up.
Well, the big difference, however, Montreal and Halifax, is they had the down year in a good season. Halifax.
Yeah.
Which means they had the down year right before the Reddit draft, and even after the Reddit draft, we sucked ass. Like, like the first season was really awful. Like it was hurtful.
Yeah, but everybody knew that going in.
And like everyone worked hard, and that's why we're here now. But the thing is, this season Montreal tanked, and depending who recreate it, and it might not be as deep as what the Reddit draft was.
And on top of that, they don't have their first round pick.
Yeah, that's true. Like they don't have their first round pick, so they don't even have their second overall.
Yeah, we have their first round pick.
Oh, so you're happy?
Yeah, I mean it's not guaranteed to be second, but
well,
it's like a 60% chance or something like that.
Yeah, they have high chance to be the second. But yeah, it's true that another team could get it. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Like if like it's the second overall, like St. Louis will probably be happy.
And then we have the second pick, but I think we have as much odds as anybody, except for seventh place. So we could be anywhere from third to seventh, really. So who knows what happens with that one?
All right. So next season, next question. Wow. I'm reading while talking, so I'm reading shit. So we're gonna skip this one. Next one. Even. Wow, I can't talk.
I got you. Evok, next season figures to be your last in Halifax. How would it feel to get called up to New England?
Um, well, next season's, which is season 37, I'm not even sure it's gonna be my last. Everything will depend how the season goes, what we end up being able to draft, and overall the need New England have for me at the end of the season. Because while being 4 season in junior kind of hurt the development of the player for like statistic and everything, because you spend less years in the SHL. Uh, well, I like having playtime. Like I'll be honest, I like seeing my player perform well. So like if Halifax, New England is telling me the same thing next season, so season 38, that like, oh yeah, you're gonna be playing like mostly third line and no special units and nothing. It's like, yeah, maybe I could stay another season down. So, but if I end up being called because they need me and they will play me and like, I that's gonna be amazing, because they perform well, they play well, the group is amazing. Like, I mean, they're going in the final this year, so like, I would not mind being part of that dynasty because like they still had a lot of cup under some of those players, so like it could be really interesting to play with them.
Yeah. I mean, I could take the same question and say
Yep.
that it'll probably be this last one for me in St. Louis. Not necessarily, but probably. So I'm excited to go up, but at the same time, I want to be enough TPE that I can contribute and not just be some plug.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, we had a stacked offense, so it would be really nice to go in. I think I could contribute early. I could get some good points as a D-man, especially a rookie D-man coming in, especially if I have enough TPE next season, which I should have about 600 or more. And I mean, I think I could have a good career in Calgary, depending as long as we don't drop off. But if I'm feeding Randleman and Joe like pucks all day, I'm fine with that. All right. And final question is, which SMJHL team has the brightest future and why? I mean, future's so relative because it changes so much from season to season. Like Halifax, who went from an extreme low for 2 seasons and all of a sudden is on top, probably will stay on top again. Vancouver is really high and will go down again. If you're saying maybe 2 seasons from now, because I would say future, not next season, I would say Montreal, because they'll probably have quite a few players capped.
Yeah, Montreal, depending of their draft, could be really interesting.
Yeah, I would say them. I'm not really sure. I think everybody else is going to lose about the same amount of people every season. It just depends on who they get in, especially this draft, because they'll be developing pretty well into that second season where they'll be capped or close to it, as long as they're fully active.
Yeah, for me, what I think is, yeah, like you said, future is relative. Everything depends who gets what. I think the Raiders still have a good year or two left of their player, but at one point everyone will be called up because we had a really, really deep draft in season 35. Yeah, so the season 35 draft, which was the SMTHL draft. I think, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 of our players are season 35. So you can already see that, like, that's a lot of players that
Yeah.
you don't necessarily want to lose at the same time. So just because of that, like, Halifax probably have 1 year, 2, and after that it's gonna be back in rebuild because that's junior life. You need to be prepared of everything. Like many say about junior hockey, you're at the mercy of the big league. Like, you don't make the calls at the end of the day. But any team right now that is currently like in the lower spectrum of the league will probably be like great in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, gotta have better picks. Montreal's not helping themselves out with this draft, but their last draft was good enough. They will lose some key players, though, like Rouser. I think should be gone by then, probably, so that'll be their best defenseman gone.
So it's gonna be, everything will pan out depending on who gets called up.
Yeah. All right. On to Clint, who is our lifeblood on these questions usually.
Yes, thank you, Clint.
Thoughts on Texas sweeping Calgary? Ugh, this is not a good subject for me.
It hit too close to home. Well, it's actually right in your home.
Yeah, it hit right in the face with that one. I mean, Texas was a great team. They beat Winnipeg, so it's not like anybody went in thinking that Calgary was going to win for sure. I think most people assumed the series was going 6 or 7 regardless. So while it's not unexpected that Texas won, it was surprising that they did sweep us. That was really impressive of them. I think we outplayed them for 2 games. I mean, we outshot them. We just didn't have lucky bounces in some. No penalties called. So I guess it was just clean games in the sim. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they won, and that's what it is. It's part of the game. Huh.
I was personally surprised to see them lose. Especially like Sweat. I was expecting something more, a bit more, from Calgary. They finished first in the season. So I was expecting at least to win 1 or 2 games, to be honest. But I know that Texas, the Renegades, play really a top-heavy team. So it might, at the end of the day, like have made the difference between those, like between those two teams.
Well, I mean, we play quite a top-heavy team as well. We double shift a couple of our top forwards, and I think a lot of the top teams end up doing that because they have this top-end talent, so you might as well get it out on the ice as much as you can. There's no penalty for not. So I can't say that like they cheesed their way to it. They won. They had rather better strategy, or the sim favored them. I don't know what it is, but they won, and that's all that matters. All right. Thoughts on Minnesota and New England's current series? Well,
what series?
This was written yesterday. That series is not a series anymore. New England went on to win in 6, so we have a Texas-New England final. Thoughts on it? Probably ended up right where I thought it would be. I mean, I knew Minnesota had a chance, and they won a couple games, but I didn't personally think that they would beat New England. New England's been just on fire right now.
Yeah, like they have a really New England is kind of funny in a way. Like they did get 4 straight, I believe, against no, we didn't get 4 straight. I think we won 2, lost 2, won 2. So we kind of have in all cases, either we won 4 or like it's 2-2-2. But we have this tendency of losing some game that were like, it's so close, it could have been either way, even against Toronto. So it's like, we will see New England have the lucky bounce.
It was 2-2-2.
Yeah, 2-2-2. Yeah, so yeah. So we won 2, we lost 2, we won 2. So it's like, yeah, that's really close. Like it's kind of the same thing with Toronto to an extent. Like we won 3, we lost 2, and then we won the last one, or something like that. I'm actually saying shit. I don't remember. But
I think it was that, because I did Game 5 of that play-by-play.
Yeah. So
and Toronto won.
Yeah. So it's like, we know like that. Yeah, I think there was joke about reverse sweep. So I think it's like 3 win, 2 lose, 1 win. So it's like we have this tendency of losing 2 games in a row for no reason. So it's like, yeah, what about like we don't do that? But yeah, like I'm happy to see that New England have like went over Minnesota, and that's gonna be a really interesting series against Texas.
Yeah. I mean, I hope y'all win. Screw the West teams. It's not Calgary, screw it.
Yes, that's pretty much it. Are you in the West?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. No, screw the Western. What? Screw the West team.
Alright. TDZ. Calgary has a shit ton of forwards and a lot of good defensemen prospects. Talking about me, Kreller, and Goody Jr. And what do you think they need this upcoming draft? I think it's his best player available. I mean, they have forwards, they have D-men. We don't have forward prospects. Like, all the forwards we have are on the team. I mean, they're not like super old though. Some of them are getting up there in age, but not all of them. So I think we're fine right now. Obviously we need some forwards to stock the cabinet, but if the best player available by far is a D-man, then I think we have to take it. Oh, well, we got Izzy. I forgot we traded for Izzy, so we do have the
I think everyone forget about that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Joe is season 31. He's not even close to regression right now. He's already at 14 and a half. 1,450 TPE. Gagne's like 1 season off, but he's at 1,700. He can fight it for a while. Randleman's at almost 1,800, even though he's in regression. So he's been fighting it and still up there. So we have players that are getting up there a little bit, but they can hold off for a few more seasons easy, and the ones that are hitting regression can fight it. They have the TPE and they're active enough. So it's just really best player available, not a goalie, because we have plenty of goalie prospects.
Oh, really? How many do you have? 2?
Well, we have Wong still, and then we have 2 more in the pipeline. We have Richard C. Hocklet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who's season 29, and he's 852. And then we have Thaddeus Prince, who is season 33 at 629. I'm not sure how active Prince is, but I know that Hocklet is at least pretty active.
Okay. So yeah, you have a pretty good like draft. Well, you had a pretty good draft. So like it's like you said, probably best player available.
Yeah, I mean we have 4 seconds, so we can kind of just touch base on everything
Yeah, the only
if we keep
issue.
them.
Well, yeah, like I said, the only issue. Do we have enough active player that those 4 seconds will be good?
Actually, I did some draft. Well, not drafting, but
Search, research, scouting.
yeah, I did scouting yesterday. Why can I not find it? I gotta find my Google Sheets on it.
More Google Sheets.
Nope, wrong one. Crap. Oh well, screw it. I think there was about if you include like the semi-actives who are still on the site, they just miss a bunch of PTs sometimes, and then no, about half the PTs or so. So they still get TPE. They're just kind of lagging behind a little bit by like 50 TPE or 40 TPE, which is not a terrible amount. Over time, it'll end up getting a larger gap, but there's about 20 or 18ish.
So it's not so bad. It's not two total. It's not 2 full rounds, but
We
so it's better than
we
I thought.
should get most of our picks because I think we have like 17, 18, 19, and 21 or something like that. So, I mean, we have chances. These players might go more active. They might go less active. It's really a risk on those. Or we could end up trading the picks. Somebody might want to take the risk over us. I'm not sure. We do need prospects. A lot of teams need them, so it might be worth the risk. And you never know who might drop.
Yeah. So for example, in our draft, Water dropped really far, and he's a pretty good player. Like he's a pretty active still. Like he disappeared for a month, but I think he said he was going away. So like when he came back, he was like proved everyone wrong.
He's also a much deeper draft though.
Yes.
If he was in this draft, he would easily, with his TPE levels, be like at the time.
Yeah.
Probably be like top 10 still, like borderline at the end. Unless you're going off of reputation on who likes him or who doesn't like him, and he could go higher or lower depending on how people feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can adapt this question a bit for like New England as well.
Yeah.
So I think we're picking either 13 or 14 this draft. As far as I remember, we don't have any other pick. Well, in the first round, we didn't steal Seattle's one this time. So it's probably gonna be a case at 13 or 14 of best player available. Probably the need would be toward defensemen still, because we have a crap load of good forward players. But when you're at 13, 14 players, it's really a matter of trying to find who could come back and like be more active as well as like fitting in the group. So
you actually have your own first, Texas is second, Buffalo second, your own second, and Portland second.
Oh, we have a crap load of second. What the hell?
Just like us.
Yeah. So, wow, the second round is like Calgary, like New England.
Yeah, I mean, just like 8 picks out of the 14 are for 2 teams.
Wow, that's actually really scary. So, okay, like you, we could try to move up. Maybe deal our pick with like a bit, like our first with a bit of the second round to try to move up a bit. But everything depends who leave, who leave early in the draft. So, because I know we don't need goalie because we have AA coming up soon, which is Colorado's goalie right now. And after that, like defense, offense, best player available, that's it. Like New England is known to take like best player available when they can. I mean, they really wanted defenseman last draft, and they picked me third overall anyway, which I'm a forward. So if they won't let go a generational talent, if there's one available, like which should be the case of every team.
Yeah, definitely. But you won't be, barring a trade, high enough to pick one.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and I don't think anyone would let like someone drop to 14 or like 13.
Yeah. All right. How many seasons till Portland starts making the playoffs?
I'm gonna start on that question, and we'll say anything can happen. If you want an example, I didn't see Seattle going in the playoff this season, and they still went in, and like almost put the Dragon out of commission with Game 7.
Yeah. We're not talking about that.
so that's the thing. Like anything can happen in playoff in this regular season. Everything depends on the other team. But it could be faster than we think. Like maybe 2-3 season. Like it could be like 14 for whatever I know.
Let me look at their prospect list real quick. And let's see what we got here. Oh, looked at the wrong one. I know they don't have a ton of prospects, and they've sold off a lot, so they got to build up the farm. Yeah, they have 4 prospects. So it's not going to be easy for them. The good thing is it looks like a lot of the roster is like season 30, 31. Some of them are getting up there, like Grapehead's Kirk Stone's over 1,200 as their goalie. So, I mean, anything could happen with a good goalie. I think the biggest problem being, though, that they don't have a lot of D, and their defense is going to suffer for a few seasons until these prospects get up there more.
Yes, they really need defensemen. So hopefully they have the second pick in this draft, so they can get a solid one. When you think of the fact that Clint is or was until recently their best defenseman, it hurt.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can get someone good, maybe sign a big free agent, which will be still hard in my opinion because Portland.
Not only that, but they have a salary cap fine.
Oh, that's true. They have a salary cap fine. Well, at the same time, many of their players retired, so yes, they have the salary cap, but they don't have some other player to pay.
So I mean, we'll see what kind of trades Grape can pull off. We'll see what free agents you might be able to lure or might not. I would probably give it like 3 seasons, 2 seasons. I'd say 3. That gives plenty of time for any prospects that they already have and any more coming in to kind of develop enough to at least be somewhat effective, if not more. And 3 seasons. I don't think any of their season 30, 31 players will be in regression just yet. They'll be getting close. So that'll be peak time for them to go for it again. All right. What do you think of Hamilton with their shitload of prospects along with 2 top 5 picks this upcoming draft? I mean, it's just like perpetually bright future that never gets there is what I think, because it seems like they always trade something for more picks. I'm hoping that they keep the players they have because they have a lot of good prospects and they're definitely going to get a couple more. And if they let everybody develop and just kind of trust the process until everybody comes into their own, they could have a scary team.
That's pretty much it. That's exactly what I say. Like, I hope they manage to put a like break to their continual rebuild movement that they seem to have their last 3 seasons, and that they can like keep those players around and like manage something with it. Because like TDC said, um, it will be scary. They have some really good player that will put like a big minutes, big stats probably in the future.
Yeah, I mean, they already have players that are doing effective now, and then their prospect pool is just unbelievably deep.
Yep. So I think they probably have the like deepest prospect pool of like all the team.
Yeah, let's see. Go to Steelhawks.
You probably
roster.
have like 40.
Probably feels like 40. Yeah, I mean they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 prospects.
Oh my god, that's a lot. I mean the
All
Wolfpack
of them,
has like 4.
Yeah, and all of them are season 35 or 36.
Yeah, so it could be really really interesting. Like if they can keep them and like.
And that's not to mention.
Scary.
You know, they got Wozy, who's only season 34, just went up. Jacob Trocheck, season 34, just went up. Goonie with Westbrook and Brennan Kennedy. They're both all at 1,000 or over, and they're season 31. I mean, they have scary players waiting. It's just going to take some time.
So that's my answer on this question. Well, make your final prediction with both possible scenario, which is not the case. So on the scenario, Texas versus New England.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think New England's the better overall team, but Texas has top end talent better.
Yeah. So it's a bit the case with that was a bit the case with Minnesota, to an extent. So like our depth is really good, but our top lines are like not. They are not bad, but they're not the best as far as I could see either. Compared to other teams, like for example, Texas, like I said, they play 6 forward. Like they don't play more than that. They play 6 forward. So they are scary, really scary when you think about it. So everything will come down to who can use their player better at this point.
No, it looks like they play.
No, they play more. Okay, who was playing 6 forward?
They play 4 lines, but their top 2 lines are 85% of their time.
Oh, okay, that's it.
And their bottom line is their first line with another 2%.
Yeah, so they play 9 forward.
Yeah. And 6 of them get almost 90% of the time.
Yep. I think maybe it was the Jet that was playing 6 forward then, because I remember seeing one of the team I did PvP for, so it was either the Jet or Texas that had like 6 name only. Let me check if I can check. I'm curious now to see if it was the Jet. Yeah, the Jet are playing 6 forward. So those are the team I was confused about. Well, okay, so like they still play like a lot their forwards compared to New England. So it's gonna be interesting to see like what will end up like winning, either depth or top hand like power.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with depth on this one.
Yeah, if it does, what I think will happen is that it might do like Minnesota, where the game will be really really close, but like that New England will be able to get just a bit ahead.
I think New England's going to win in 7, and I think every game that New England wins is going to be close, and every game Texas actually wins is going to be a blowout.
Yeah, it could be a possibility.
Because I think it's going to be whether their offense is hitting or it's not. All right. What do you think of Sammy and Noor GMing the Knights?
Do you want to start?
I mean, I love that Noor got it. Sammy, I mean, his reputation precedes him.
Yeah, so Sammy, like, his application was really good, I'll be honest. And Sammy, if he can be mature, so sorry, Sammy, if you listen to me, but he could be a really good job because he have the knowledge. He's a GM in Get Off My Hockey League, so he have the experience as well. So everything will depend of like if he can be serious and watch what he says. It could be really good, and the fact that Noor is helping him as also as coach GM, uh, it's gonna be really like they can do a really good job.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a struggle. Kelowna's about to get
Yes, at first they will
gutted.
struggle. They will struggle next season.
Yeah, they're going to get gutted. I would not doubt if Kelowna is straight rebuilding after this season or going into next season. So you can't judge them off of that either. I would give them quite a bit of time to at least see the process through. I think they have the ability to do something well. I'm hoping Sammy's reputation doesn't precede him. But I'm willing to give him a chance. I mean, can't say otherwise anyways, but I mean, I think it's more of a wait and see kind of thing, and I'm not going to say he isn't going to do well because he very well could.
Yeah, and like as far as I can understand, like everyone was like in Kelowna Discord, like everyone was quite happy that like they got the job together and everything. So
yeah,
that's gonna be interesting.
Thoughts on PGF completely taking the playoffs by storm? Don't really think it's by storm anymore now that y'all have evened the series up.
Yeah, that's true. So it was to an extent like I was like, oh my god, this team is actually scary. And now it's better, but I was really scared of PGF. Like I think for like a week and a half before the playoff, I was like, or the series, I was like, I don't want to face PGF in the series. I don't want to face them because we never had one against them in the regular season. So now it's even. So and they got totally blew out like in game 3. With the 7, I think it was 7-2. So like everything will depend if they can do better than like if they can win again. If what I want to say. But they are really scary. Like they score big goal, they score big minute. Their penalty, their power play is scary. Like really scary. I think the first 2 games that we play against them, this was what made them win. Their power play. I know the second game was the case because the OT goal was scored on the power play. So like right now, what like we're trying to do is not get any penalty.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's Simon T. Simon T. So yeah, that's my thought on the series.
I think PGF's definitely scary. Definitely could win it all. I wasn't exactly surprised to see them do so well because they have a lot of top-end talent.
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just didn't see them going as dominant as they did. But it's the same thing with Texas, and they play their top people a little bit more and don't rely on depth as much. And it's not a bad strategy. It's just different strategy, and it works for them. So I mean, that's good for them.
Okay, next up is thoughts on the chance of Detroit being an underdog to beat Vancouver.
I think Detroit has a chance. They've been doing really well since the playoffs. Finn must have found something that worked for the playoffs and has been actually hitting on all cylinders. They took us out pretty quick. What is it? 2-2 with Vancouver? Yeah. So, I mean, it's tied up. It's going to Game 6 at least. Could go Game 7 depending on how Game 5 goes and Game 6 go. But I think they definitely have a chance. It wouldn't... I mean, it's an underdog for sure, but I don't... This season was much closer. Even if Detroit barely squeaked in, I don't think it would be, like, super upset.
On my part, I don't really see them winning against Vancouver. It's possible because it's playoff hockey, but I think that Vancouver have all the right pieces to go far, and so to go to the final again, possibly win it. But like if Detroit beat Vancouver to an extent, I will be really happy, especially if it's Halifax going in the final as well. No offense to Detroit, but I would be really happy.
Yeah. I don't really care who wins Vancouver, Detroit. I don't really care for either of them. So, whoever wins that series, I hope they lose in the finals.
Wow. Whoever wins, I mean, like, whoever, like, if it's the Raiders going, like, in the final as well, will be ready to face anyone. And if it's PGF, they will be ready to face anyone as well. So, like, I mean, for me, for the Raiders, actually, our biggest enemy was PGF. So we managed to tie them up. And, like, if we manage to go through, I think we'll do fine.
Yeah.
Next up, who do you think deserves regular season MVP for the SHL? I didn't ask SMGHL because I'm pretty sure I know the answer. So SHL.
I don't.
Well, who's this guy? Forsberg?
Yeah.
I think maybe him. Maybe him.
All right. Let's see here. Looking at the points, I think it's probably got to be a three-way race between Randleman, Flacco, and Visser. I mean, 74, 70, and 70 points, and they're 8 above the next person.
Yeah, like I was checking off minute plays, and they all about the same minutes.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really close to try to say who will win it. I mean, like Randleman has barely like 20 seconds more than like the two others.
No, he's below.
Oh yeah, below. Oh, that's true. But
yeah, he's got 4 more points, playing about half a minute less. So it's not. I mean, it's meaningless. It's like what, 30 minutes over 50 games. I think the biggest thing that'll probably get Randleman it is the fact that he had 37 goals, which is just insane.
Yeah, that's true.
And
you
then,
have 10 goals more than the others.
Yeah, and then he had more hits than them as well, and more shots blocked, or tied for shots blocked with Visser. So it's like he was really hitting on all
he had
facets
almost
of the game.
less penalty minutes. Where's the penalty minutes? Oh,
No. He had more.
Yeah, I was looking at something else.
Yeah. But he played more penalty kill minutes than them, and actually had 3 penalty kill points.
Wow. Okay, he had 2 goals. So yeah, Randleman could have a good chance. Like just the fact he had 10 more goals, 2 penalty goals. Like you said, more hits, um, tight shot block, less shot, and more goal.
Yeah,
So
shot percentage is through the roof.
Yep.
More power play points, except for Hamilton on Seattle. And he's down, 12 points below.
But yeah, Randleman would be my call personally.
Yeah, mine too, biasedly. All right, and who's the better goalie, Robert Anderson or Hunter Wong? I had to look up who Anderson was.
Who it is? Please tell me.
Goalie from Minnesota.
Okay, Minnesota. Why Minnesota and Calgary? That's Calgary. Wong is Calgary, right?
Yeah, Wong is Calgary.
So I have no clue why he's picked those one. What the hell?
I mean, if we're going off TPE wise, Anderson blows Wong out of the water.
I want to
by
see
like
that.
700.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, Anderson's like just now hitting regression, and he's at 1500. Wong's been in regression for I don't know how many seasons now. Too many.
Yeah, goalie are really good to fight regression.
Yeah, so and Wong kept his stats and the proper attributes to help the team out, and has been great at like an 800, 900 TPE goalie. I can't remember exactly what he's at. He's somewhere in that range. And I mean, regular season wise, I think Wong had the better record, but who knows how much of that was because of the team compared to just goalie play.
Well, they also have like a big season of difference. If I'm looking at the right one, like Hunter Wong is season 21, and Robert Anderson is season 26.
Yeah, so 5 season difference to fight off regression. I'd say TPE wise, playoff wise, Anderson was better. Wong just was not on his game in the playoffs. It's really hard to tell though, because like I said, you don't really know what's from the team and what's because of the goalie himself. But based on TPE levels right now, and who will probably be better next season will be Anderson.
Yep, I can agree with that. Overall, like Anderson have like a more brighter future right now, just due to the seasoning. Like one is 5 seasons younger, but everything will depend how it goes in the future.
All right, and next up we have Loco. Now that the honeymoon period is over, anyone you're surprised that has gone inactive from our class?
I'm not sure who exactly have got inactive per se. I know some of them have been like half active.
Yeah, I'd say CK is fully inactive at this point.
Oh yeah, but like I'm not really surprised by him to an extent.
Yeah, because he went inactive before.
He went inactive before, and to be honest, if I was him, I would not put my feet back here. Just because, like, I mean, it happened, it's shit, but the fact that he lost the fantasy series that, like, a lot of prospect was watching, and he just never really follow up with that. Like, if he had keep contact with the commish Storm to tell him, yeah, it's really lost, like I cannot do anything, I'm gonna try to set something else up, it would have been better, like in my opinion, but it just ghosted. Like when he lost it, it just ghosted. So I would feel personally really ashamed of that, like to have lost that and just not keep up to date with anyone. I would not come back.
Yeah, I don't blame him for leaving. And I think he's been busy with school and shit like that, so
yeah, so
he decided real life was more important and
it's only up
decided
like,
to leave.
It's totally fine, like it's normal.
Going off Discord activity, I'm not sure how much they update, but Gretzky, Bardowski, I haven't seen him as much. He actually jumped in my Xbox Live Party the other night when we were playing Destiny.
That's true.
And
Dansky. He's
I talked to him a little bit.
following, but not too much.
Yeah, he said he's been pretty busy with in real life stuff.
Yeah, his latest update is still last week, the 17th, but I don't think he's doing as much PT and as much like everything. Like what I mean is that he's at 362 right now, which is not bad per se. But like, is he fully active? He could have more points. I mean, I'm at 100 over him. Like, so he's falling a bit behind, but he's not totally inactive. Other than that, for me, I would say, like, I know she started school and everything, but Rouser.
Yeah, that'd be another one I would say.
I haven't seen her much, like, around right now. Like, let me try to see her TPE.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Where is she? Oh my god. Montreal roster are painful to watch. 382, so it's not that bad.
But we're still 100 over.
Yes. Last update was 2 weeks ago. So, like, it's again the point of missing PT and everything. So, shit happened. And except that, who did I notice is, like, less
Pope.
present?
Pope has been
Pope.
completely gone for
Pop
like
Leo.
4 weeks now, 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened to him, if something happened in real life or school or what, but he has been gone as well. He was awesome in St. Louis. Sucks to see him not on.
Yeah. Another one, it's been a while though that he's gone, but Palm Maple, which is what's his player? Fuck, it's been so long I don't even remember it. I don't even remember.
I don't either.
Who was it? Oh my god. It wasn't my team, like, it just disappeared. We tried to get him back like multiple times, but we never managed to do it. Let me try to
Was
see.
it Bernstein?
Well, yeah, Bernstein. Like, it's been a while that he's gone, but I'm like, it was really intense the first few weeks. But he's still in our draft class, so that's why I'm mentioning him. And except for that, no one's been really missing in my team. That surprised me.
Yeah, it's just Pope for us.
Yes.
I was looking. I haven't seen G-Fridge around lately.
Yeah, but he's still active. Like, he's over 400 TP.
He's at 450.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely still around. I just don't ever see him online anymore. Just probably missing him.
Yeah. So that's one. He's still there, but not online. Except of that, who's still
HFFO. I never see him anymore.
I think he's getting busy with the football league, and there was this car accident. So like.
Yeah, I know about the car accident.
Yeah, and actually, he's just pretty much not updating his player. I mean, I've seen this player. I think he was at 170 TP. So like, it kind of hurt. But yeah, except CK, Rouser. Who's the other one we named Pope?
Yeah.
I think Downsky, which they are not active. Like, they are still around-ish, but like life got the better of them. But that would be my calls.
Yeah. All right. Why will the Raiders win?
Because we're the better.
Let's say if the Raiders win, it will be because of depth. Unbelievable depth because of so many players from last season still being there. I mean, so many D-men and forwards that are doing well. Um, if they lose, I'm going to say it's because of strategies. Because don't think that Halifax was playing as well as they could have been all season. And it's hard to say, like, the GM could have did this, the GM could have done this, because who knows what you've tested, and this might be the best thing, because sometimes it just doesn't work. St. Louis all season, we could not figure out how to get chemistry no matter what the hell we did. And, I mean, our players weren't as good as y'all's. We have top-end players, but the depth wasn't there, and we just still couldn't get anything to work. So I can't say for sure that it would be because of strategy, but I think that would be a fair assumption.
Yeah, and like you said, strategy, everything depends of the updates, and everything depends of the last time someone update. So if you test a lot of things, everything always depends of what the final result is. Because we did test with the last line we had, which is the first two of we used in the first two games. We were winning like 99% of the time in 5 games. So it's like, okay, so those are great lines. And then the update came in, and we lost the first two like really hard. And we were like, okay, maybe that's not a good strategy. So yeah, like everything will depend of who's the quickest to react with good strategy, good change, and everything.
Yeah, it's really a chess match. It's okay, we changed this and we won, and then they changed this and we lost, so now we have to make the proper change to combat their change. And it really is just chess of counter moving to their moves that are counter moving your moves, and it's whoever gets the last say.
Yep. So because of that, like if we win, that's gonna be because like we won the mind game in a way. And the last question that we can answer just for fun, if you want, I will answer anyway. Music pick of the moment. You want to go ahead?
No, you can go. I gotta think.
I would say like I'm listening to that's gonna be like Eminem, to be like it's a whole artist, but I'm listening to him this time. Guts Over Fear with Sia. Like that's a really good song.
I've been kind of in this Kendrick Lamar phase, and I really don't listen to rap much anymore. But
that's pretty much my case.
Yeah, like I didn't hear Humble probably for like a month after it came out. I don't know if it was that long. It was probably a couple weeks easy, just because I don't keep up with new music that much. I don't even keep up with new music that much in the genres I actually like, much less the ones I don't really listen to as much. But I finally heard that, and it was catchy, and I was like, it's all right. And it just kind of like snowballed from there.
Yeah, catchy songs sometimes are like, oh, this is actually great right now.
Yeah, like Taylor Swift. Every time it comes on the radio, and I'm like, oh god, I hate you, but I can sing along.
That's pretty much it. Like I got that song in my like head for like a month straight, which is Genghis Khan by Mike Tree, I think. Mike I don't know how he's like say it. But it's like the song is catchy. It doesn't mean anything, but it's really good.
Yeah, I listen to more like hardcore metal stuff, and like I know a few new songs come out for some albums. I think I've heard like one song off of one album that's coming out next month. I haven't really kept up with it as much. I'll usually find an album like 2 months after it's been out, and I'm like, oh, this is good, and I'll listen to that. And then even then, I haven't been listening to that much music lately. I've been so busy between SHL and school, and Uh, Destiny's out, so if I get free time from either one of them, I'm playing Destiny. It's like I have an exam Friday, so I got to study like all day tomorrow, and then I have another exam Wednesday.
So you have an exam Friday, so you have to play Destiny tomorrow?
No. I play Destiny tonight, and then half of tomorrow. And that is the last question in the thread, but Loco did ask us one in the Discord, and what is Ebok's birthday like? Since it is your birthday today, happy birthday.
Thank you. My birthday is pretty boring. No, actually, it was surprisingly sweet today, to an extent, because my team members at work, one of them cooked me breakfast this morning.
Oh.
So I was really happy. Like it's like those little details that like makes a good day. And they also brought a cake for lunch. So it's all those little details that like it's quite sweet. And I really appreciate that, but like the rest of the day is pretty boring. I'm not one to celebrate a birthday, especially since it's not like after 21 you don't really have a reason to celebrate birthdays. You're just getting old after. So I didn't do anything special, and I probably won't do anything special today.
Yeah, that's kind of how it ends up when you get old.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to know I'm like this age now. Leave me alone. Or it's like, how do you feel like when you're this age? Well, the same I was feeling at that age.
Oh, we actually got more questions. I don't know. I think we're over on time, though.
Yes,
so
we are. Well,
might have to.
We could blitz them. Like, we don't have to go in detail about them.
Yeah, well, one of them's like, what are your predictions? So
Covered.
We did that. What is your favorite drink? Dr. Pepper.
I would say Pepsi, despite being bad.
Of all the soft drinks, Pepsi? I mean, it's not like I don't like Pepsi. It's just sweeter. Kind of like the bite that Coke has more.
Coke versus Pepsi, like, that's... I grew up drinking Pepsi. Quebec is really strong on Pepsi, so... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I drink it too. It's just, if I'm in the mood for something sweeter or something more bite. It's both equally sweet as bad on your teeth and stomach and health and everything.
Yeah.
What foods have you eaten tonight? I haven't had dinner yet, actually, because I've been doing this. Lunch, though, I had pita pit.
What's that?
Yeah, pita is like a... I don't know, it's like a weird mix between a burrito and a sandwich.
Oh, okay, I see.
So, like, you take, like, I don't know, I guess it's like steamed pita bread or something, and they, like, split it and put all the ingredients in the middle of it and roll it up. It's pretty good. It's a place near my college. I get, like, 10% off with my student ID.
Oh, that's nice, then. For me, what I ate tonight was, chicken wrap. So it was pretty good.
That's kind of what I had. Mine was like chicken and bacon.
Oh yeah, there was bacon too.
Yeah, and then a bunch of like vegetables in it, like artichoke hearts and some red peppers, banana peppers. I put some hummus in there.
Yeah. Next up, Blitz. What stat is more important for you in the sim?
Shoot.
I'll
Plus
go ahead.
minus.
Oh yeah, defenseman. That's important. For me, would be points, total points. I'm a sniper for a reason.
Yeah, that has to be plus minus for me. I mean, it's not exactly telling, but I think it does a pretty good job of showing that I'm keeping goals out a little bit.
Not shot blocked?
When I'm on the ice. Shots blocked helps too, but I don't... Like, it just shows that I'm blocking the shots. It's not showing that I'm keeping it out of the net.
True. Well, at the same time, when you block the shot, you keep it out of the net.
Well, that shot, but it can still go in off the rebound or something.
Yeah, and doesn't mean your goalie wouldn't have blocked it anyway.
Yeah. And play any actual sports. Used to play football in high school, got injured, never played after that because I just got out of it. I'll play some sports with friends. I'm actually thinking about joining like little rec softball, baseball leagues around here, so I can actually do something in the spring, or maybe fall ball. Basketball with friends if I'm playing it, but nothing like competitive or anything like that. It's just kind of like casually playing for fun.
On my part, I played soccer when I was young, until I was like 14, 15. And I did martial art after until I was 18. And since then I did nothing.
Yeah, it kind of happens like that sometimes.
And that was all.
Yep, and then we get a nice picture there, or GIF there, of George the Animal Steel tearing up a turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what that is because I watch wrestling.
So this is it for today, for episode 9. So please feel free to leave comment and questions, and we'll answer them soon. Next week.
Thank you, everybody, for the questions tonight. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Bye.